What's up everybody, David here, and today I'm going to show you guys how to get a pretty sick metal bass tone from the TH3 Overloud amp simulation software. This is a tone I got just a few days ago while working on a band mix, and I was pretty stoked on it, and I got it fairly easily, so I figured it'd be a cool thing to show you guys. So I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's get straight to the tone. So to start this off, let's check out the song we're using as the example for this tone. Now here is the printed bass with the tone we're trying to achieve. And lastly, here's a bass DI that we're starting with. So let's get started. The first thing I did is throw on this Loud Max limiter. So this is basically like a L1, L2 kind of copycat, and it's completely free. So I will put a link in the description. If you guys like it, I would definitely check it out. So the main purpose of this is just to even out the bass so that every note is in your face and audible. Here's what it's actually doing. We're getting about 6 to 9 dB of compression, which, I mean, sounds like it's a lot, but it's doing exactly what I want it to do, and it sounds pretty cool. Next, let's move on to the actual tone portion. So we're of course going to be using the TH3 software, and we're going to be using a split signal in this. So we're going to split the signal just by pressing this toggle in the bottom left corner, and this is going to split it within the plugin itself. We're going to do all of it right here in the plugin instead of going through the DAW like most bass tones. So first we're going to start with the clean tone. For that I use the Bass Supertube VR, which is based off an Ampeg SVT, and as far as the cab we're going to be running it through the 4x10 Bass Ashes cab. We're going to leave the stock mic on the cabinet in the regular position because it sounds cool, but let's go ahead and start dialing in the tone on the amp. So I'm pretty stoked on how that sounds right now, and keep in mind we're not going for super distorted bass tone. We're going for something clean and kind of honky and not so clanky, and that's what I'm getting through there. So we're going to leave it at that and move on to the distorted chain. And what we're going to do is mute the clean one so we can focus on the distorted signal. So first thing I do for the distortion is run it through a tube screamer. This is just a regular Ibanez copy, and we're going to dial this in to get a good amount of distortion before the amp. So as far as the drive goes, we're not going too heavy, but we are going all the way up on the tone. At least I am, because I really think it brings out the clarity in the notes and again more of that honkiness that I'm looking for. So next let's add the amp. I'm going to be using the Bassface 59, which is basically a Fender Bassman model, and we're going to be using the exact same cab as the clean tone. So let's start dialing in this amp. Notice I pulled down all the bass that I could because I'm not really looking for low end here. I'm just looking for that mid-range crunch, distortion, and just overall honkiness with this tone. So I'm really digging that SM57 in the regular position. So we're going to leave it right there and go with the 57. And that's pretty much it as far as tones go. We've built our two tones, and now all we need to do is then combine them. So I'm going to start off by completely muting the distorted tone, bringing up the clean tone, and we're just going to pull in the distortion to taste. So that is the perfect amount of distortion and just overall honkiness and grit that I'm looking for in the tone, but I still don't think it's completely done. It's kind of a messy signal, so we're going to clean it up with an EQ. For the EQ, I'm going to grab the Waves Q10 because it's got plenty of bands for us to use, and it's just an overall good sounding and easy EQ to use. So I'm just going to play the signal and start doing some EQing. So this EQ probably looks pretty drastic, but it's actually not that bad. Most of what you see down here is just cleaning up some mud. I find that TH3 just kind of adds a lot of unwanted just muddiness and clutter down in the 100 to 500 range, so I usually like to do a little bit of cleanup there. So right here again it's just lower mud and clutter, and then 500 is just kind of boxiness that I don't like in bass guitars. From 1 to 2K you're seeing a decent boost of about 4 dB just to bring out some more mid-range, and then you're seeing a very surgical cut at 4K just to get rid of some annoying ringing. And lastly we have a low pass filter just blocking out unwanted highs. So now let's blend the bass tone with the track and see how we like the result. So I think that sounds dope. It's sitting in the mix very well and it's kind of poking out when it needs to, and I'm very happy with that tone. It was all done using 3 plugins, and the tone part was done all inside of one. There wasn't any crazy signal splitting or anything like that within the DAW, which is awesome. The only thing I would go on to do after that is maybe multi-band compression to control the lows and control the highs a little more and just kind of tailor it more to your song. But overall, that's it. It's very easy to do and it sounds dope. So I'm pretty stoked on this tone. I was looking for something honky and mid-rangey and distorted, and that's exactly what I got. And I got it really easily and really quickly, which, I mean, when it comes to recording, in my eyes, like, what more could you ask for? That's the dream. And I'm gonna say, by the way, I kind of feel like TH3 is a little bit of an underdog when it comes to amp sims. You can get some really great tones with it. So as I use it more, I'm going to try and do more videos and try and elaborate on the software a little more. I think it deserves a little more love than it gets, especially when it comes to bass. And another dope thing about TH3 is that it comes with Sonar Platinum. I mean, it sounds great, and I didn't even have to buy it. I mean, like, win-win, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed it today, and let me know what you think down in the comments. If you like it, if you love it, if you hate it, I don't care. Just let me know what's on your mind. And of course, do not forget to like and subscribe. There's new videos every single week, and you don't want to miss any content. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. My name is David, and I'll see you next time.